NBC Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present the 123rd United States Amateur Championship with uninterrupted coverage presented by Rolex. Among its now 10 USGA championships, Cherry Hills Country Club is hosting its third U.S. Amateur, an event first made globally famous by the greatest amateur who ever lived. Bobby Jones won 4 titles in the 1920s before his record 5th win in 1930 culminated his historic Grand Slam season. Arnold Palmer would say his amateur title in 1954 proved to him that he could make the game his livelihood. Jack Nicklaus fell in love forever with Pebble Beach with his second of 2 U.S. amateur titles, which he always put on par with his 18 majors. And no one has won 3 straight. All of Tiger Woods' victories in the mid-90s coming in vintage comeback fashion. It's the championship that has always set the stage for future stardom. That Koiven was able to get by the youngest co-medalist in the history of this championship. That was Blades Brown making par to take a 1-up lead, but then it was all Koiven after that at the 8th hole. Look at this chip. That was a birdie that fell to tie the match. And then just a few holes later, Koiven with a birdie look to go 2 up. And beginning to pull away from the 16-year-old from Nashville, Tennessee. He would go 3 up with a par at 14 to build the lead. And then here at the 15th, Brown had this for bogey. And it was just a formality. Conceded the match at that point as Koiven won it 4 and 3 to take out Blades Brown, the 16-year-old.
He was a little late on that one.
Yep.
Some nastiest rough on the golf course. That ball is underneath the rough.
Here today to earn his match of this round of 16.
It's a pretty good contact. Looky there. Look at that strength to be able to get it onto the green from that wide. Last time I'm going to doubt that man.
He had Andrew, his brother, caddy on the back for that county amateur that he won. So this has been a nice winning brother combo this summer. As Matthew tries to get it inside his opponent and does so.
Great shot.
To right look here to win the hole. And continue his charge. Not to be there.
About him, just a big time competitor. He's got a huge heart and he's going to need it over these last 2 holes.
Not thrilled with this one and just stays out of the water. Wow. Play qualifying. But 7 eagles were made. This was where Ben Hogan, tied for the lead, bogeyed this hole back at that memorable 1960 U.S. Open.
That's it right there.
Oh, man. Sullivan puts on the brakes.
He landed that about 10 yards short. Just beautiful control with the wedge. Yeah, this Auburn Tiger is going to need to find a little bit of a kick 6 situation.
In other words, a miracle.
Yes.
Trying to run this par attempt in.
You never know.
Oh, man.
Okay. We got the first down. Now we just he needs a little bit of help.
Sullivan has just been playing with all sorts of confidence in the last 5 holes. He's won 3 of the last 5 to grab this 1-up lead. Again, Sutherland was 3 down to Koiven through 8 before he started the comeback. And on the 18th, with an iron, Sutherland first to play.
Begging.
With that 1-up lead. Just been a bear of a hole, the 18th, as it always is. This afternoon in the round of 16.
Got a quick tempo to his golf swing, but a lot to like technically what he does. And look at that ball chasing as well. That's going to help him to get it a little shorter club into this tough back left hole location at 18. Grip down to the steel.
Takes a big hop.
And that landed pin high and is about 15 yards past that hole location. And that's going to be such a difficult up and down. The smart play, you have to be short of this hole location. Over is absolutely dead.
Boy, this green's firming up.
I mean, that bounce is probably about 6 feet in the air or so.
See that wind whipping on top of that hill. So advantage Koiven there, who has to win the hole to extend it.
Really help on a flop shot sometimes.
Caught a little too much ball there, Woody.
Yep.
That was always going to be a difficult challenge.
Speed right, give yourself a tap in.
Yep, he's snapping the fingers as if to say, hold up there, don't get any further than that. And Sutherland's going to get it to him, and he does win the 18th hole. So there is a big time spring in Koiven's step as they head over to the first tee.
109 here, bad break. He hit the tree and went left, but maybe far enough left, but such a thick lie. He hit that as hard as he could, and it went about, gosh, 60 yards.
Yeah, it's a 401-yard par 4 today.
Downwind, he went with driver, and it looks to be the right play. He absolutely hit a beauty.
Yeah, that's about 375 yards away from the tee where he's at right now.
Boy, that is so well done. It's going to come up a bit short, but from that lie, that's pretty well judged. But you see him squatting way down, trying to get that club face wide open. Throw it up as high and as soft as he can.
Sutherland won those 3 holes in a 5-hole stretch to grab the lead after being 1 down, and now he's just fighting for his life, and that's not going to help matters as Koiven is looking closer and closer.
Andrew his arm around his brother. Kind of a neat scene there. This is going to do it.
That will do it. Jackson Koiven, the latest to grab his quarterfinal spot tomorrow. And his second U.S. Amateur, the 18-year-old freshman to be at Auburn. Takes out Matthew Sutherland.
Just I let out a big exhale. That match had so many momentum shifts. Tell me about your thinking going to 18.
18, I just want to give myself a good position in the fairway. And, you know, I saw Matthew hit a really good drive there, and I just kind of let loose at a 3-iron. I was fortunate enough. He hit a good shot in there, but it bounced over the green. And at that point, I knew I was just trying to get middle of the green. I knew it was going to be a tough up and down, and if he made the up and down, he made up and down. And just if I give myself the 2-putt, then extra holes it is.
You've got tomorrow is a big match. There are going to be some interested parties. You've got Nick Dunlap. We got Auburn, Alabama tomorrow. Got to be some extra fire in your belly going after that one.
Yeah, I mean, Nick's a great player. It'll be a fun match, and I hope to put up a good fight against him.
Thank you very much. Get some rest. Yeah. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks.
Takes that long, slow journey to the right.
Pretty well judged. He's going to be inside his opponent, which is what he needed to do.
So it's crunch time for this 16-year-old from Utah.
Started the right, sent it to green. Didn't catch it solidly, I don't think. It's going to kick up there. That's okay there, though. Yeah, so I don't know what club he's hitting here. He hit that 800 about 215 a couple holes ago. So from 197, very aggressive line here, though, going right at it. He's got to get down.
Oh,
that's a tactical error there, Smiley. 3 up, you just can't hit it left of this pin. Dunlap.
Missed it.
Yeah, I think he missed his landing spot, probably about 3 or 4 steps in front of where it landed.
Talk about Woody.
Yeah, not good enough to hit a flop. Could try and bump something into the hill and kill it. Oh, that's really nice. That was a tough lie. Really can get a stranglehold on this match if he can get this one to go down.
Dunlap back to 4 up. The 19-year-old from Huntsville, Alabama. Sophomore for Alabama. In command again. 15th, Dunlap with that lead 4 up after winning the last 2 holes.
Just middle of the green for Nick Dunlap. Only 143 yards a day. Or just go right at it.
Yep.
Hell of a shot, Nick.
Times here.
Yeah, forced to play aggressively now with Dunlap in there close. It's not a good line, but looks like he's getting hammered by that wind. He's got to go.
That's a steep slope just short right there, and that's going to roll about 15 yards off the green surface.
Tie's doing no good, so yeah, this thing needs to go down. Dunlap in there close. He's trying to pitch something into that hill.
It seems like it's a matter of time before Dunlap days as well as the stroke play days, and they just conceded it. Nick Dunlap, the 19-year-old from Alabama, is the first quarter finalist in. And again, this is the first time that Dunlap has made it to match play in his 4th U.S. Amateur appearance. He's got Jeff Curl, you see there, a tour pro, son of 1974 Colonial winner Rod Curl on the bag. So Dunlap with a great combo and a great recipe so far, continuing his deep run.
Thanks, Dan. Nick, 4 up lead at the turn. Probably felt pretty relaxed. All of a sudden he cuts it into your lead and you're 2 up. And what was your thinking at that point when you lost that lead of 4 up to 2 up?
Deja vu from earlier. Same thing. I was 4 up, I think, through 9. Cut the lead in half. I was 1 up going into 13, I think, or 14. Just pedal to the metal. Kind of stick to my game plan, fairways and greens, hit some quality iron shots, and try to make some putts.
You hit a great one to end it here. Congrats. Go get some rest for the rest of the week. Thanks, Nick.
Second shot.
I drove it to the top of the hill so he could see the green surface, and now his opponent in the bunker, he's looking pretty good here to maybe get this hole 1 at the night if it doesn't hit that bump.
Back to the 10th. This is the second on the way for Parker Bell, who's in command here.
Wow, look at that imagination. That's so well judged from down there.
Looping it around behind the stick. Parker Bell. And it has just come unraveled.
Starting to run out of holes.
Yep.
The wind in and off of the left.
All right, so Bell is on the surface, 19-year-old. Parker Bell, it's Maxwell Ford, I should say, ready to go now.
Yeah, if you're Parker Bell, just keep hitting it in the middle of the green and putting pressure on Maxwell. He's got to get aggressive. And I would consider that to be very aggressive.
I would say so. There's the huge lead on Maxwell Ford and keeps it. Bell could end it right here.
He needs to be aiming at that flag stick on the 8th hole over there to the right. Use that wind in the green. That's pretty well done. I think it's exactly what he was trying to do there. Maxwell just did not have his ace stuff this afternoon. We talked about it. It's a physical and mental challenge on a 36-hole day.
Fighting to the end is Maxwell, who came in as the 4th seed. And then you got Parker Bell with 2 putts to win the match. Maxwell Ford over at the 14th, and hat is off, and we've got 2 quarterfinalists who advanced in the last 30 seconds. So after Dunlap, it's Parker Bell, 19 years old. So 2 19-year-olds.
54 yards a day on the card, wind out of the right. This is going up the right-hand side. Does kick to the left over there, or to the right, and it's barely stays in the fairway. Now that's fine. University of Virginia Cavalier.
Yeah, where he was the National Freshman of the Year last season.
First team All-American as a freshman.
He's the 6th ranked player in the World Amateur Golf Rankings as well. As we mentioned earlier, His third U.S. Amateur appearance.
And this ball is torched.
It's a really good golf
Just up the
swing.
right center, that should be fine.
Love the rhythm in that golf swing. Shallows that club so beautifully.
Pin in the front. All right, flights this one nice and low, right at it.
Landed pin high, took a massive kick, about 40 or so feet behind it. I think he hit exactly what he was trying to do, just misjudged that wind just fractionally.
I think the wind's blowing a little bit too hard to try to do that. And that's floating. I think it needs to go a little bit.
Oh, it did, Cookie. It was about a yard away, but I think that'll be just fine in between that bunker and green's edge, kind of like you mentioned.
But the staff here at Cherry Hills has done an outstanding job as the birdie putt is finally on the way here for Ford. It comes up way short.
Really ran out of gas there. Had a lot of options, and no, he wasn't put off by the distance, and that's even back in the 80s and 90s. He wanted to learn about it. I'm infatuated by this. I love seeing these kids get up and take risks. I also would like to see them play a little bit more shots. Take spin off. Really get proficient from 150 yards in, and that was a really well played shot. As I was trying to describe, just use a little bit of imagination, and when you see shots like that by a young player like Ben James, I love seeing that. It's closer than what Ben James had, 66 yards. Going to play something nice and low. Kind of skidded on him though. It had no spin at all.
Now we've been seeing it. Every group that's come by, there's been no golf balls short.
Pretty good breaker left to right and slow, right straight into the wind. Nice aggressive run and walks it in.
Made it look easy. So a tight match continues through 10 as G the 11th.
Smiley, we talked a little bit about par threes in match play. Par fives are kind of the same. Don't lose to a par.
Yeah, he says pick it up.
Wow.
He did not waste any time, so Ben James is going to win his second straight hole and grab the lead.
Up against the wind. Drive it in there low, like you said.
It's a three-quarter follow-through.
Yeah, looks like he's trying to flight it and turn it. Kicked hard to the right, but not quite the shot he was trying to play. Tough shot, though. Down there, a beautiful looking shot. Now 134 yards, going to try to cut this against the wind. It's on a nice line. Beautiful flight.
Oh, that's exactly what
it might go in. Oh, wow. Took a peek.
I was thinking in my head it probably fit a lefty's eye a little better, and just about did it.
This came about as close as you can come to going in.
Look at that. Oh, it took a peek down there at the bottom there, Dan.
Went definitely in and out of the right, like you mentioned there, Smiley. Well, he's got it on a pretty aggressive line.
How about it? He covers the golf ball so beautifully.
Such a beautiful follow through, just held it right up. Beautiful shot.
The right.
James now off at 15.
Back into the wind, a little left of the flag. One bounce, hold right there. That'll come back a little bit. There's a little bit of a front, false front right there. It stays on the green though.
Barely.
Oh, but that he can. It's into the wind as well. Up that slope, going a little bit to the right.
Oh, Ben James.
What a match.
With a fist pump.
Look at those eyes.
And it's tied with 3 to play. At the beginning of this match, we had a feeling it was going to be like this, and James and Ford have been delivering hole after hole.
David Ford, I don't think it's going to bother him.
Not at all. Taps it in calmly and grabs the one-up lead as they head to the anything can happen 18th. What's so awkward? We've seen everything on this hole, Smiley. We've seen shots on the bank on the right in the rough. We've seen shots in the water. We've seen shots just barely clear the water on that left side. It's an awkward look.
He likes to drive this club down low, and it is, but it's up the right-hand side. It's going to need a kick to the left.
There it is up on that hill in the rough. That was like a stinger.
More than one up, right? It's a crazy, great, well-played match. Also with less than driver, just an iron. It's starting up the left-hand side. It's in the flat, so it should kick pretty straight.
That's what he needed. And I think this hole favors a righty much more than it does with a lefty. Just when you bail out with the right as a lefty, it's in the penalty area. Great first shot there by Ben.
For his eyes here, must make. Got it.
Oh, man. He started that outside of the hole with soft speed. I didn't expect that. I thought we were going to see a little bit more pace and inside the hole, but right in the bottom for Ben James.
The difficult 18th delivers again.
Got to put it in position, though. Have a plan.
Simple. Beautiful.
Yeah, picking up the tee quick.
It's fun watching him hit those shots. It's like a crazy right kick. Still going to find the fairway. He tees up the ball so high.
To the back tee, the farther tee, 401 yards today. Oh, there's a club twirl. Look at Ford.
Yeah, he loves to hit that little low stinger that just runs out like that.
He is fired up.
Cherry Hills is in a washing machine right now with all these spin cycles going around.
Short and little left of this hole. Cannot go long into the right. Got it on line. Big skip all the way up to the top. What a quality golf shot.
That first bounce was probably about 8 to 10 yards. I mean, that is just incredible getting that number right.
Great feel to answer James' shot.
Yeah, just a little bit of rain falling, but they don't even know it. This is kind of out to the left. It's going to need a kick to the right, and it doesn't quite get up that hill. And now that's going to be putting up a slope and then back down the other side.
Advantage for James with a chance to close it out. Let's see what Ford can do, though.
Going up that hill to the right, struggling a little bit, but this was going to be a big ask.
Sure was, Cookie. Walking off that 17th hole, it just really felt like this was David Ford's match to win, but now Ben James is sitting in the driver's seat.
Is the most in the program's history now with a chance to claim his quarterfinal spot. You see him look up in the sky there.
Just as he did back there at the 18th hole, staying in routine. This putt just left of center.
That was a quick backstroke, but found the bottom.
Ben James in a classic match play duel with David Ford. And the last words he said there, we'll see in a few weeks, right? Because these guys have seen a lot of each other. Ford at North Carolina, Ben James at Virginia.
Thank you there, Dan. Here with Ben James. Now, Ben, walking off the 17th green, you find yourself one down, but David hits it in the right rough. What was your mindset after that shot?
Yeah, I mean, all day, my caddy and I just focus on committing to golf shots. I mean, there's a 4-iron right off that. There's a red hazard stake that she had a stock shot right off that, so I did that perfectly, and we came to an unbelievable yardage. I mean, that green, I'm lucky I hit short of the green and bounced up there, but I don't even know if you could hold that green if you landed on it. So we had a great yardage there, and an unbelievable 4-foot just pressure putt. You can't really train for those. I mean, it's for stay alive with the USAM. It was just unbelievable, and so happy to obviously do that on 18 and coming down to one, just playing with momentum.
Talk us through this 19th hole.
Got it. Hit a great first shot, and then I knew I was going to be really pumped up, had an adrenaline, and hit a 56 from 134. So kind of flighted one, knew it was firm, knew it was downwind, knew it was going to skip, and we played it perfectly. And again, I had another knee knocker 3-footer that just ended up lipping in the right side, but it's in.
It is. It absolutely is in. After an incredible freshman year there at Virginia, 5 wins, first team All-American as a freshman. That's not easy to do. An okay summer. What does this win against a high-quality opponent in a high-quality played golf match? What does this do for your confidence?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but, I mean, my goal going into this event was just to have fun, because I really wasn't having fun on the golf course this whole summer. Just putting too much pressure on myself, and I played a lot of big events, and I just put my expectations too high. So I have my buddy Vin Landau in the bag, and he's my high school friend, and we just have fun out there, and that's half the battle. I mean, I work my tail off, but I think just us having fun there and committing to golf shots is the key.
Well, congratulations on a well-played match against a quality opponent. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The 8th for par to tie the hole against Shipley. He needs one to drop. As Shipley now has a 4-up lead. He won the first 3 holes on Cooper Jones.
3. Cooper was obviously concerned about the ball spinning back. His dad assured him it will not, even though it's hard into the wind. It's at the left side of the green.
Jones is going to be a freshman at BYU. He's going to join his older brother Zach on the Cougar team. 3 years at James Madison.
Hitting it up in the air, trying to get it hit by the wind a little bit. Good line. But didn't quite get his hit as much as he thought it might.
Matchup between twin brothers, but David looking strong to get to the quarters. This is at 15. Coming back down toward the hole. It is 2-up lead over Jones at the 16th.
165. This pin is really unguarded. Dead center of the green.
And right on the money. That might be enough, Dan.
Might be for the man with the best hair in the field. This is Cooper Jones.
149. Can't afford to lose this hole. Match would be over if he does. It's right at it. Oh, just too much.
Shipley moving closer to advancing.
A lot of confidence walking around the campus at BYU here in a couple weeks.
Fast putt here, moving to his right.
Didn't hit it nearly the way he wanted. Better appearance. Didn't make the match play back in 2021. And Shipley continues his excellent 2023 summer. Runner-up in 3 premier events, actually. The Dogwood Invitational, the Son of Hannah Amateur, and the Trans-Miss.
Neil, you start the week having to beat over 300 guys. You're down to 7. You're in that Elite 8. How's it feel?
Awesome. Just really happy to be here. I'm happy with where my game's at, and hoping to take it a little bit further this week.
It's a long week. Everybody knows that. A couple practice rounds early, the stroke play, and then you got to win 6 matches. How have you been pacing yourself this week if you do end up going all the way?
Just getting a lot of rest, taking care of my body, and getting hydrated. That's most important, especially at this altitude with the heat we've had. So just going to continue to do that and get ready for tomorrow.
Keep it up. It's been fun to watch.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Par 5. This was the 3rd shot by Andy Shue. Gaunt had a birdie putt.
Oh, this is short-sighted too. Oh my goodness.
That
You wouldn't believe how difficult it is just to get that up and down, and he got it down in 1.
quarterfinals. This was a moment ago at the par 3 12th. Andy Shue with a 4-up lead over Connor Gaunt.
All the momentum in the world went in and off the left.
Sit down.
Oh man, that is such a good shot.
Shue put the big time pressure on Gaunt, Smiley.
He instills it in all his players. You just got to keep fighting.
Said without a trace of bias. And he needs something to happen now.
It is.
Shue off the tee at 15.
Yeah, somebody needs to give Neil a head and shoulders NIL deal.
It's coming. But you got to advance.
All right, Connor Gaunt not out of it yet. He is.
Shue is in with par. This is Gaunt for birdie to win the hole.
He would have got a read from Shue.
Oh, walks it in. And that is 2 holes in a row for Connor Gaunt, who was 4 down, now 2 down.
A 175 shot with a normal conditions, not at elevation.
How's that look? Really solid good. Contact just right of the flagstick. Needs to get down a little.
Long?
That's in the penalty area.
Did it land long?
No, it landed on, but it's a bad
In a great spot here just to put some pressure on him. That did not sound solid. Yeah, that came up short, splashed in the water.
Oh, man.
We got a chip off.
And you can easily do that. This is the 4th for Gaunt at 17. Again, both players in the water earlier, and Gaunt has just rifled it by. That's 4th. And again, Gaunt has made it easier on him as Shu looks to close it out here, and
goodness.
that one comes up short.
What is
Almost
going on
in the
at the
water
17th? The crazy bounce off the tee.
This is the 5th shot now for Shu, who can close it out here. I mean, he doesn't care what it looks like on the card. If he can finally dispose of Gaunt, they have made a mess of this 17th.
Yeah, nobody has really deserved to win this hole.
Seems like they've been here for an hour. And he does extend the match. It wasn't pretty, but
how did we get to 18?
I don't know. Look at his caddy shake his head. What is going on here today? And here we are at 18.
Well, you won the hole, doesn't matter how. That's a good tee shot there. Recollecting himself after that bizarre 17th hole.
No picture on the scorecard, especially in match play, Woody.
Got some rain starting to fall right now.
Kind of stumped it.
He did. Didn't hit it solid, but it should find the fairway. Well back, though. He's going to have a long second shot in. But it's dry.
Couple extra looks here.
Starting on a good line, turning over, but it just looks hot.
Go. Big bounce.
Oh, he got it just right, Woody.
Landing the upslope.
That was the only place he could have landed it to get anywhere inside of 15 feet, which is where he is sitting right now.
Perfectly executed.
Just 200 yards, aiming well to the right, trying to use that slope to turn over the ball.
I think he's got to birdie it.
Sounded fat. Yeah, it was.
Ball way above his feet, so easy to do.
Okay, here's Gaunt hanging by a thread at 18 with his 3rd. 1 down to Shu, who's up there in regulation with a beautiful second shot delivered earlier. He's got to somehow hold this out and hope.
I'm gonna have to try to make it there.
A match of momentum that Shu seems like he's going to carry it to the end.
Shu, one of 2 players to make it to this round of 16 from China. Plays his college golf, as we said, at San Diego. Just needs a couple of putts, cozy it up.
I think I'm making a mark that one.
Oh, yeah. And at this stage, match and making it to the quarterfinals, you earn an exempt status in the next year's U.S. Amateur at Hazeltine. Gaunt just trying to give Shu something to think about, but that is going to be a hat-off ending there. Andy Shu survives Connor Gaunt's onslaught. Gaunt gave him everything he could handle down the stretch, winning 3 of 4 holes in a span. Gaunt.
Thank you so much.
Sigh of relief indeed.
I am here with Andy Shu, just closed out his 2nd win of the day after the difficulties on 17 for both of you. Tell me about that second shot on 18, one of your better swings of the day, I got to believe.
Yeah, I had about 240 in. My caddy tried to tell me it was a 4-iron, but I think back hitting it long behind the green is usually not good on this course, so I took 5. Luckily, I got on the green, so yeah, I mean, it's a combination of luck and timing, I guess.
It's such a long week. You feel like it's time to go home, get some rest quickly, get your body ready for tomorrow, get a lot of golf left.
Yeah, 36 was definitely a lot today. Like, first 18, I was kind of tense, a little bit stressed, and then when we got down the stretch, about like 5 holes to go, I just felt completely relaxed. Like, my mind was just so tired from being focused all day. I was just not focusing at all. So I hit some bad shots on the last few holes. So that was definitely a big factor in it.
Yeah. It's match play. You're on to the next round, so that's all that matters. Well done. Good luck the rest of the way, Andy.
Thank you.
Islas got up to a good start in this match. Birdied the first hole to grab the one-up lead over Baca. And another good one there for Islas, who now is 2 up through 4.
He likes making 10-footers on the 4th hole.
But we should see a concession, and we do. He's just going to take a practice putt here. So Baca now 2 down. A moment ago at the 15th. Islas 3 up now on Baca.
Nothing more than a wedge. Maybe just a little chippy 9-iron from 143. That's one of the best we've seen all afternoon there at the 15th.
To answer that, 3 down. If Islas is able to win this hole, that takes care of this match.
How about these 2 golf shots?
Man. Baca says, maybe not yet. And this is Baca, who's got this birdie to win the hole, trying to flip this match. Baca with a nice birdie there. This has been a nice run on Jose Islas. 16, Islas first to play with his 2-up lead over Baca. Baca just won the 15th to narrow it to 2 down, and Islas comes right back with that.
It's 2 really good wedge shots that he's hit in a row
by both in that group. Baca now right in front of the rough at 16.
It looks like a groove thin there.
Yeah, he's kind of smiling as if to say, I missed that one.
2 other teammates playing in the round of 16. Shows how good, solid that team's going to be next year.
Pete Riggs Johnston won up in the round of 32 earlier today. And can he get that in? That should do it. Hat is off. And Jose Islas, who played 1 year of golf at Oregon, 20-year-old from Mexico, is through to the quarterfinals. Oh, Paul Chang got here on the 20th hole. He had birdied the 18th hole to extend it and had a chance there at the 20th hole. And then at the 21st hole, this is Surratt for par, just to stay alive to extend the match. The star from Tennessee staying alive. And then at the 22nd hole, Chang's second. Watch this, Smiley.
So good. He lands this about, I'd say, 40 yards short of the green. Just some great imagination to get that ball to end up pin high.
You can see it's the par 4 fourth, this 22nd hole of the match. And that would end up setting up the winning birdie for Paul Chang, who is a great story in his own right. Got a late start in the world of golf. Was on the club team at Virginia. Well, Paul Chang and John Marshall Butler on the course. Butler has missed the opening green. Again, this is a late start since Chang had to go extra holes with Caleb Surratt.
Further left, use that slope.
Started out to the right. Is it coming back?
Can't tell. It's actually gotten a little bit dark out here.
Yeah, sunset.
Wow, that was an aggressive line.
That is in the fairway. Sunset is 7:55 local time.
Whew. Way up in the air.
I think he likes it.
I mean, that club twirl was unreal.
We've seen a few of those today.
Good looking golf swing.
I heard OB good.
Oh, my goodness! Is it ever? He knocked down the top of the flagstick at the previous hole, and Chang takes care of business. Why not go to the bottom of the cup?
Good shot, man. Thank you. For that hole in one you should have had on the last hole.
So Butler gouges it out. That's a good play.
Yeah, just barely cleared that right bunker and got a nice little kick forward. Now it's in a good spot. Where Paul's ball is, it should skip back to the hole and just kind of check and hold right there. Just like that.
There's that hard bounce you talked about, but he was able to get some check on it, and Butler almost holds it.
Can you imagine if that had gone in back-to-back holes, trading blows with hold-out shots from the fairway?
Sit. It's kind of leaning like it's going left.
Can't see anything.
You can't see anything.
Said
You
he
heard
can't
it. This is coming close to the water. Oh.
It's about 330 yards to that water. He has no idea it's in the penalty area right now.
No, they can't see over the hill to where that ball ended up.
Good shot.
It's a good shot.
I don't think John Marshall has any idea. And look at that, Paul Cheng landing on the right side of the fairway, and that's going to be perfect.
And you talked about the good vibes that Cheng has on this hole from earlier today against Surratt. This is the first time that Butler has played 18 in match play. Trying to close it out. Asking for it to go, and it gets up on top. What a shot.
That follow through too. He turned his whole body to try to stay down on that golf shot.
Takes a big hop.
Oh my goodness.
Up right below the hole.
It went in? No.
He's asking if it went in.
This is certainly not a gimme two putt. Got to get it way out to the right. Once it starts breaking, it picks up speed.
And that is not in.
John Marshall definitely has the easier putt.
Had to be the most nervous putt of his young golfing career. Unbelievable par by John Marshall Butler in the dark at Cherry Hills.
Butler 4, the match is tied.
So we're not going to have our final quarterfinalists until tomorrow.